There we go. Over to you, Toby.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to our University of Plymouth International School Summer School webinar. My name is Toby Joseph Johnson, and I'm joined by my colleagues, Tim. Like to introduce yourself?
Certainly. Thanks, Toby. I'm Tim Gutzel. I'm Director of Marketing and Admissions for the college. And I'll pass to Jake, and then you can pass on, Jake. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Yes, I am Jake. I'm one of the student experience officers here at UPIC, and I will be passing on to Amber.
Thanks, Jake. Yes, my name's Amber. I'm the Marketing and Student Recruitment Coordinator here at the college. I'll pass over to Anita.
Hello, my name is Anita. I'm the Other Student Experience Officer here at UPIC. I'll pass it to Maria.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria. I'm the Student Recruitment Coordinator here in Nigeria. I'll pass it on to the next on the list. I can't see anyone.
I think that's it. Save the best for last, Maria. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So now that we've just introduced you to some of our team members, located both here in the UK and abroad, we are really excited to introduce you to this incredible opportunity designed for students aged 16 to 18 who want to experience life and learning in the UK. As you can see on the screen now, here are a few of the topics that we're going to go over. We're going to introduce you to the team, which we've done. We're going to tell you why you should send your students here to Plymouth, why the UPIC Summer School, who the UPIC Summer School is for. I kind of mentioned that earlier. This lovely student experience team, three of which are on this call right now. We're going to take you on a virtual tour, so over the city to see both the university and the city and everywhere around that the students might have some activities. We'll run you through the accommodation and what that includes in the package. And we'll also take you through the steps of how to apply and the costs involved. And last but not least, obviously it's very important to go through the social media channels, so at least students have a visual representation of what they are going to expect when they join us. And then obviously we're going to take you through any questions that you may have and share with you some of our contact details. So why Plymouth? Student-friendly city, good safety record, an opportunity to boost your students' confidence, to improve their English skills, and also, explore different academic subjects in a supportive and engaging environment. Um, the college itself is within a close proximity to the city center and 10 minutes from the sea waterfront. You would see that when I take you on the virtual tour. Loads of great shopping cafes and restaurants. We really, pride ourselves in a clean air environment and low living costs. We don't like to say cheap. We like to say low living costs. Thank you, Tim. And why the UPIC Summer School? So, it's as I said earlier, an opportunity to boost your students' confidence, to improve their English skills, to explore different academic subjects in a really great environment, and also the ability to have that vibrant mix of academic and cultural activities, and even potentially, hopefully, benefit from a guaranteed £1,500 discount when they come in after the summer school to go on to either a foundation or degree program. We also provide food and activities for that price as well. So they will be trying, different types of food, um, taking part in different types of activities over the course of that period of time. Jake, can I ask you, what kind of events are the students going to, you know, take part in when they come across?
I think we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves there, Toby. But just to finish up on this slide, I think, would you agree the best way to think of it is a kind of a taster session, an introduction for younger people who are thinking about maybe coming to study in the UK, want to see what the UK is like as a study destination, want to see what a UK university looks like, so how that might differ from what they might experience at home. So all of that, a kind of taster, an introduction, but in a fun, a secure context for just a couple of weeks. So that's kind of how we're thinking of it, that as an introduction to UK university. And as Toby mentioned, with that guarantee of a discount for any student who does in the future come back to us to do a substantive programme.
So, Tim, whilst you're there, can I ask you, like, who is this UPIC Summer School for?
Funny you should ask that, Toby. I would say it's for all 16 to 18-year-olds. We're imagining this for younger students. They would need to be at least 16 for kind of safeguarding reasons. But that kind of age group, and the opportunities are to have an experience of living and studying in the UK, as I mentioned before. So come see what the UK is like as a study destination. It's an educational experience. We will be introducing the students to, sorry, whoever is not on mute, could you please go on mute? Thank you. So it's an educational experience. We'll be offering introductions to a range of different subject areas, but it's not a heavy educational experience. We're not offering credit or anything like that. It's an introduction, again, to what studying in the UK might be like, and a social experience as well. I think that's really important. So we would hope to have students from lots of different countries on the summer school. So an opportunity to mix, get an introduction to other people's thoughts and ideas, ways of doing things. Just a great international experience as well. As Toby mentioned before, English language skills. For all that you can spend hours in the classroom in your home country studying English, the best way is through immersion, through being here, through being surrounded by English language and having that opportunity to talk with local people. And then again, Plymouth, what a great place to come for a summer school at the height of the summer. A bright, vibrant English city with a great coastline right next to the university and some great countryside as well inland to explore. So that is who UPIC Summer School is for, Toby, I would suggest.
Thank you very much for that lovely explanation. Now, Jake can come in and tell us a little bit about the content of the summer school. So what, this is just an indicative schedule. So we've kind of like put things together, but Jake can run us through what the schedule is going to be like. Jake, you've got the floor.
Yes, so thank you, Toby. So as Toby mentioned, the great team at UPIC, me and the others have come together with a fantastic schedule for you all to enjoy when you come here. So if we go through the days, so first of all, on day one, so this will be your travel day. That is not to say, though, that we won't be doing some fun things. So when we collect you from Heathrow or Bristol and settle you into accommodation, we plan to introduce you to the great Devon food cuisine of fish and chips on the evening meal, which is very, very nice. On the second day, in the morning, we'll give you a really good university welcome and some really good team building activities as well, followed by a visit to the Box Museum, which is one of the highlights of the sort of heritage sites in Plymouth. It has a lot of details about the history of Plymouth and general history, etc. as well. We'll also be going for some food as well, and then also a bowling evening. So if you haven't gone bowling before, this will be a great example to experience that. Day 3, you'll be visiting the Faculty of Science, so there'll be some day workshops as well, and you'll get to experience the wave machine, which is always very, very entertaining. We'll be organising some TEDx-style workshops for you to sort of be enlightened on not only in various different topics such as science, Plymouth, etc., and that will be also a good opportunity to develop your presentation skills. So if you do decide to come to Plymouth for university after this summer school, then that is a really good opportunity. Presentations are a big part of your assessments, etc. So this is really good practice. Away from the academic, so on day 4, we'll have a really good activity day. So we will take you over to the marine park, which is a really good bit of open water space where you can kayak, boat or paddleboard. Or if that is not for you, we are planning a walk around as well, a really nice walk around the area too. But you'll have the choice there. As we are close as well, you'll get a brilliant trip to the Plymouth Aquarium. You get to see some very nice exotic fishes, various sharks, etc. And that will close off that day with a nice meal and cinema evening. On day 5, if you are one of the more arty types, we will have the School of Arts, Design and Architecture. So there will be the Design Your World workshop, which is definitely not to be missed. And you'll also visit the Roland Nowitzki building, which is the Centre of All Arts and Humanities. It is a brilliant building with also some more TEDx talks as well. I will say, because we're at the halfway point, if you have any questions about any of these events and stuff, please Put it into the chat box and I will answer them after I've run through the schedule. Okay. Number 6, so this is a very jam-packed activity day. So we'll be going to Adrenaline Quarry and the Eden Project. So we went with our current college students to Adrenaline Quarry last year, and I think it's safe to say it's probably one of the most successful events we've done. There is zip lining, giant swinging, even go-karting as well. So that's a really nice sort of an adventure trip there. And then we'll also go to Eden Project as well. So Eden Project is one of the more famous sites in Cornwall. It is sort of like a bios. What would you call Eden Project?
It's a biodome, so you experience different climates on one site. That could be a little summary, I'd say.
Yep, and as the slide says, you will explore the brilliance of these domes. So day
You're
7.
underplaying that a bit, I think, Jake. It's a fantastic place.
It is a fantastic place.
It's a huge area. It's room for thousands of people, and as Toby said, you get to experience different environments, habitats, climates from all around the world and from different stages in history as well. So a day isn't really enough to do justice to the Eden Project. Fantastic place to visit.
Yeah, it is. So on the next day after that, the beach day. So this is one of my favorite beaches. It is brilliant for all water sports and even just enjoying the great outdoors. So we're going to have a morning sort of lunchtime at Bigbury, and you'll be able to, rent some kayaks, rent some paddleboards, surf. You can even explore. There's a nice walk around the other side as well. This beach is really nice because the sea comes in from both sides, so it's a really interesting experience. And we'll close off that day in the afternoon with a great activity day at Mount Edgecombe. So this will include a boat ride and a nice little bit of Cornwall for you to experience, and just shows just the great nature that is around Plymouth. Day 8, we will have the Faculty of Health and Immersive Dome. So the Faculty of Health, you'll have some nice talks and communications with them. And then you'll also see, which I think is a really, really good bit of technology, an immersive dome at Market Hall. So this dome, it can portray any image that you want. It can also show different scenes, different films, etc. It's a really, really interesting experience. So we'll take you all over there, and then we're going to close off that day with a lovely evening boat cruise with catering on board. So you'll get to close off the evening in the sunny July heat with a lovely boat trip round the seaside of Devon. Day 9, so we're coming to the end of the itinerary now. So you'll have some free time to sort of explore. If you want to go shopping, if you want to see the sights of the Barbican, then you can. And then we'll close off that day with a celebratory evening meal at the waterfront, which is a lovely restaurant with some great food. As well, if you have any allergies and stuff like that, that restaurant is perfect for that too. And then obviously day 10, we will take you to the airport, and that will close off your, I think, brilliant experience in your 10 days you have in Plymouth.
Thank you very much, Jake. Nice description of the course of events. And yes, like we said, I think this is an indicative schedule for what your students will be experiencing at the summer school in Britain's Ocean City.
Any questions on the schedule before we move on? Okay.
Student success. Tim, can you tell us a little bit about the students that do actually progress and come into our foundation and degree programs? What happens?
Yeah, thank you, Toby. So yeah, this is just setting some context for UPIC, University of Plymouth International College, and our relationship with our partner university, the University of Plymouth. So most of what we do is pre-bachelor's and pre-master's programs for students who want to progress onto the university. And we're very good at what we do, as you can see from the numbers here. So more than 85%, and we think that's actually gone up this year, but more than 85% of our students progress from the college to the university. More than 85% of our students complete the university degree. They graduate from the university once they progress from UPIC. And we have very recently 97% student satisfaction with the academic support that we offer. And all of this in a TEF triple gold ranked university. And this is very rare in the UK. So the TEF for Teaching Excellence framework is something which all universities go through. They're assessed, examined for the quality of what they offer, for the excellence of their teaching. And Plymouth, not uniquely, but it's very unusual to have triple gold. So gold overall, gold for student experience, and gold for student outcomes. So the point of showing you this is just to give you an idea of the quality of what UPIC offers and the quality of the university that students will progress to if, after a summer school, they wanted to come back to us, do a foundation program leading to a bachelor's or a master's degree. And again, just in some sort of with some more images there, some more indicators, evidence of our student success. 96% satisfaction for teaching, 92% satisfaction for mental health and well-being, 94% satisfaction for organisation and management of everything that happens in the college. 95%, you can see there's a lot of consistency here, all in the 90s. 95% satisfaction for assessment and feedback, 93% satisfaction for student voice. And again, that TEF triple gold ranking. So the point of that was just to give you an idea of the context in which this summer school is being delivered by the college and on the university's campus and with the university as well. Toby, back to you for your drone, I think.
Thank you very much, Tim. I'm just about to share my screen.
It's a very vivid looking sky we have there in that image.
It is.
I think this is dusk, isn't it? It's close to nightfall because you can see the lights are on in lots of the buildings.
Is my screen, can everybody see my screen okay?
Yeah, there we go.
So we're looking across to the Hoe. This is what we call the seafront in Britain's Ocean City in Plymouth. If I click this emblem over here, it gives us a nice view of our coastal city location. We can see Smeaton's Tower, and we can see the university right in the middle of the city, centered there. So when you're arriving, you're going to all be coming through via a coach service that we're going to arrange for the students straight from the major airports. So we're at the moment considering Bristol, Exeter, and Heathrow as pickup locations for the coaches on the way down to Plymouth. When you arrive, the actual college is located right here on the center of campus. So we're currently over the campus at the moment. The accommodation is actually on this street that I'm on right now. So you can see how close that is from a walking distance point of view. It's only a 10-minute walk to campus. And like we said, Jake and the team will be there. We'll be there with your students, supporting them, ensuring that they're safe, and also taking them on daily activities right around the city. If I come to Plymouth Hoe itself, I'm just going to ask team members just to give us a brief description. Amber, can you tell us a little bit about Plymouth Hoe and what it's like? And, have you gone for lunch here?
I'm always going for lunch there, Toby. Yeah, it's a lovely place to be. I actually live 2 minutes from the Hoe. I can see my house from there. And so I walk to and from work every day, which is lovely, especially in the summer. So yeah, it's just going to be a really nice place for the students to come and experience, buy an ice cream, go wild. So yeah, it's lovely. What would you say, Maria? Because you've been here, haven't you? Are you there on the call?
Maria's just dropped out, unfortunately. She's got an appointment.
Oh, she'll be back. She'll tell us her experience.
She'll tell us her experience. But yeah, the Barbican is also really nice, isn't it, Amber? Loads of restaurants, loads of fish and chip opportunities, which I think is part of the British culture that I think the students have to, experience whilst they're here.
Yeah, no, it's a really lovely place to be. And you've got the boats there as well. The seagulls can be a little bit aggressive, but don't you worry, you just stand your ground. But yeah, it's a really nice place to be.
Yes, and just across the Barbican, we have the National Marine Aquarium. There is a day where we might potentially have take the students there as well to visit. So yeah, just really exciting stuff to look out for. Tim, do you want to tell us a little bit more about this, about the city itself? I know you venture across from the Plymouth Hoe, the Barbican to the university.
I think a word which comes to mind, Toby, when you look at that image there is compact, isn't it? So it's a city of about 250,000 people, but it's very student friendly. Compact in that everywhere, walking is the best way to get around, really. So The university campus, where you can see the shield there on the right side of the image, is only 10 minutes walk from the waterfront. And that walk is through the city centre where all the shops, the shopping malls, cafes and restaurants are located. Harbours to both sides, so in the foreground, I think, what are we seeing there? We're seeing Sutton Harbour, aren't we, in the foreground and the Barbican area. You go over to the background, there's Royal William Yard, which is also a lovely place to go on the waterfront with cafes and restaurants. Yeah, and then that green space as well. So quite literally for our students, you'll be passing through that area every day. Yeah, just a lovely place to be, isn't it? Very convenient. As I think we mentioned before, very low crime rate, relatively inexpensive compared with other UK cities as well. So safe, good value, compact, student friendly, great place to be.
And Anita, I think Anita is still on the call with us. Anita, can you tell us a little bit about how it is from an international point of view? You're an alumni. Is Anita not on the call? Okay, no, sorry.
No.
But yeah, I can give you my experience. So I came here as a Nigerian to study across in the UK, and I can tell you from an international point of view, it's very welcoming. There's loads of mixed nationalities in the city itself. And yeah, there's loads of amenities for different people from different backgrounds. So we have halal for students who, need that kind of food. We've got Middle Eastern, African. There's something for everyone. So we know your students will be very, very, very comfortable when they come across. But let me not just stop there. So I'm going to share the link to this URL. But I think it's also important, if my screen works okay, to just give you an insight of what your students are going to experience. So here's one of the activity days. Is the volume working okay?
No, but don't worry, Toby, we can still see it. It looks great.
So here, this was, as you can see on this is our Instagram handle, UPIC, UPIC. And within here, this was our trip to Adrenaline Quarry. Anita, who was on the call earlier, is coming down one of those slides. There's Jake over there. They're very strong zip wires, as you can see.
Did you do this, Toby?
No, I chickened out, unfortunately.
It's disappointing.
But yeah, we can see all the lovely students having a bit of fun. Go-karting involved as well. Really nice weather. And yeah, on this other one, we can see a little trip to Mount Edgecombe with two of our Nepalese students. All this is available on our Instagram page, so please do tell your students to have a look. They can see some of the activities that would take place every semester here and what we have planned for them for the summer school. That's great. So I'll just stop sharing now and we can go back to the presentation.
Thanks, Toby. Just bear with us a second while that comes. There we go. Are you seeing the presentation again now?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
And Jake, can you just tell us a little bit more about us, the trio as the student experience team?
I sure can. So, in that picture there is a fantastic picture of the three of us, the student experience team. So there's Toby, there's me there, and there's also Anita, who is the other student experience officer. So us as a student experience team, as the slide says, we are dedicated to help you in any way we can. We are your sort of helping hand in your UPIC journey, so to say. So we're here for any of your, if you need any advice, any help. We also help you enroll as well. So we're here 8:30 till 5, Monday to Friday, every day, making sure that you're very, very comfortable. In terms of the summer schools, we'll be there with you as well, helping you in the summer schools, experiencing that wonderful event with you as well. So yeah, if you have any questions as well, we'll have our email, I believe, at the end. So do make sure to email us, and we're happy to help with any concerns you have. And as the slide says, we will look forward to welcoming you to Britain's Ocean City.
Thank you, Jake. I'll talk a little bit about the accommodation. On the virtual tour, I did give you an idea of how close that is to the college itself. It's in a city center location, very secure, and that whole accommodation block will be dedicated to the summer school. So your students won't be mixing with other students that, or residential accommodation. It will just be for summer school students. So nice and secure. I believe we are making arrangements for members of staff. Both Jake, myself, and Anita are taking rotas to stay over actually at the property. So from a parent's point of view, they're in secure accommodation with really experienced staff that will monitor them and ensure that they are safe throughout the whole 10 days. How to apply and costs? Well, you'll be very lucky there. So as you can see, upic.navitas/summer school. But if you just go on our webpage, the summer school is advertised on the front page. It's, I believe, the bottom is on the right column. You can scan the QR code there if you want access right now. So if this is being presented on a screen, feel free to take a snapshot. And applications can be made on our webpage, I believe. Tim, can't they?
Absolutely right. And that's the cost, £1,600 per student. So that includes accommodation, the accommodation that Toby's described, a dedicated block very close to the college, includes meals and airport transfers and all of the activities that Jake described there in such detail. So we think that's really good value. The additional costs, obviously, would be any visas students might need and then the international travel. But once they land in the UK, we arrange collection from the airport. And the only additional money they then would need is pocket money. All the other costs are covered.
And yeah, Amber, can you tell us a little bit about our socials? I know I showed our UPIC Instagram channel. So.
Yeah, sure. So we do have a few social media channels. I think the best thing that you can do there is that if you do have your students who are interested, send them the links, the handles, the tags, so they can take a look themselves. And what we try to do is really capture the vibrancy of the city, what's going on campus. We have lots of clubs and societies that once students become university students, they can join. And so it really helps them to feel at home straight away. Yeah, so that's what I would say. In terms of the summer school, you can have another look at the reels, see what kind of activities we'll be doing, and just really trying to capture the fun, but also the educational side of things as well.
Thank you, Amber. And just to finish off, these are our contact details for Tim, for the student experience team, and obviously for the admissions team as well. If you had any students that would like to apply to study, please feel free to drop us an email. But we would like to take some questions, I believe, don't we?
Certainly.
So yeah, feel free to use the chat. Feel free to unmute your mic if you had any questions for us or any feedback will be truly appreciated.
Just to say as well, this is something we intend to do not just this summer, but in coming summers as well. So if you're already thinking ahead to summer 2026, we'll offer an equivalent program. Everything will be very similar to what we've described for summer 25. Cost may be a little bit higher, but only in line with inflation, if there is any inflation. So yeah, everything we've described to you today for 25 should also be available in 2026 for those of you who are planning ahead.
Oh, may I ask a question here?
Of course.
Please do.
Please do.
Yeah, there are so many, thanks for the introduction. There are so many summer schools on the market, ranging from boarding school, summer school, and some specific area summer school with various kind of costs. So may I know, what do you think, in your opinion, make your summer school be different from others? And also, as agent, how much are we paid as commission?
I think the way of thinking about this, as I described previously, so your ideal customer would be somebody who's maybe just finishing up at high school, perhaps in a 16 to 18 age range, and they're thinking about their study abroad options in the future. So from our point of view, we have designed this as an introduction to what it's like to live in the UK, to study in the UK, what it's like to be at a UK university. So I agree with you, there are lots of other summer schools available. Some of those will have a very strong academic focus. Some will have maybe a very strong sports focus. Some will be based in schools. But this really, I think, in all honesty, the way to describe this is as a university taster session for prospective university future students. And as I mentioned before, we would offer a discount on a substantive program for any student who's done a summer school with us previously. So that's the kind of the target audience we think for our summer school and what distinguishes this summer school from the other options that you have. And then secondly, on the commission question, the £1,600 is the amount of money which we need to receive to cover costs. So we are not looking to make a profit from this. We can't make a loss from this, but we want to introduce all things Plymouth to international students. So if in your respective markets, you feel that you can charge a sum higher than £1,600, then the balance would be yours to keep. But it's £1,600 that we need to receive. I hope that's clear.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I would just mention as well there, to echo what Tim said, in terms of our location, we are, of course, really close to the sea. There are other universities in the UK that are also close to the sea, but we have that walking distance, that city centre campus. Also, we are very highly ranked in marine studies, so we can really showcase the marine station and those kind of students who might enjoy that as well. And I'd say, finally, we did mention this, but the lower cost of living, being in the south of England, it's nice to have a place where it is a little bit more affordable for students, where that's important for them.
Thank you, Amber, and thank you for the question. Any more questions, please? I'll just leave the floor open for one more minute.
I think, Toby, you've done such a good job in answering any questions there might have been that we've made everyone silent.
Yeah, seems like we don't have any more questions. Well, thank you so much to all the participants for joining us today. Thank you so much to the UPIC team for all your contributions towards this webinar. We hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions after this that you'd like to get in touch with us, our contact details are shared on the screen for Tim, the student experience team, and admissions. So please do reach out. We do hope you have a good rest of your day and week. And yes, please do get in touch with us and try and get your students on our website to book. Thank you.
Thanks, Toby. And just to echo those comments, great to see so many of you attending this morning. So that's really exciting from our point of view. And yeah, do follow up if you have any other questions we can help with.
Have a good day. Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.